Hello, curious minds! Welcome to today's exciting lesson on the incredible anatomy of the brain. I'm your host for this journey of discovery, Dr. Praffula, a science enthusiast with a passion for unraveling the mysteries of our own minds. Our brain, perhaps the most intricate organ in our bodies, has always been a subject of fascination. It's a wonder of nature, complex and beautifully designed, responsible for everything we do, think, and feel. It's the control center of our bodies, the mastermind behind every action, every sensation, and every thought. The brain is not just a single uniform entity. It's a complex network of structures, each with its unique functions. From the large cerebrum that covers thinking, learning, and decision-making, to the small but mighty cerebellum handling balance and coordination, and the fundamental brainstem controlling vital functions such as breathing and heart rate. Every part of the brain has a crucial role to play in keeping us alive and functioning. But why is it important to understand brain anatomy? Well, by learning about the brain, we can better comprehend our own behaviors, thoughts, and feelings. It helps us appreciate the intricacies of human nature and opens up a world of possibilities for discovering more about ourselves and the world around us. Today, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of brain anatomy, delving into its intricate structures and unraveling some of its mysteries. We'll start with an overview of the brain's structure, then move on to a more detailed analysis of its different regions. Each part of the brain has a story to tell, and we're about to uncover some of these captivating tales. Whether you're a student just starting out with brain anatomy or someone curious about the wonders of the human mind, this guide is designed to offer a comprehensive overview of the topic. It's a journey of exploration, discovery, and understanding, one that we hope will ignite a lifelong curiosity about the workings of our own minds. Are you ready? Let's dive in. All right, class, let's start with the basics. The brain is the most fascinating organ in our body. It's our personal maestro, conducting the symphony of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Now imagine this. The brain can be divided into three main parts, each with a specific role to play. These are the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. The cerebrum, the largest part of the brain, is like the CEO of a company. It's in charge of the big decisions. Divided into two halves or hemispheres, the cerebrum is responsible for thinking, learning, and making decisions. It's the part of the brain where we process information and create our understanding of the world around us. Then we have the cerebellum, nestled at the back of the brain. Beneath the cerebrum, it may be smaller, but don't underestimate its importance. Think of the cerebellum as a skilled ballet dancer, gracefully coordinating our movements, balance, and muscle control. It's this part of the brain that allows us to move seamlessly through our day, whether we're walking, running, or performing a perfect pirouette. Finally, we come to the brainstem, the unsung hero of the brain. It's like the backstage crew at a theater production, working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the show running smoothly. Located at the base of the brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls our life-sustaining functions. This includes our breathing, heart rate, and swallowing functions we often take for granted, but are essential for our survival. And there you have it, the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. Three distinct parts, each with unique roles, but working in harmony to create the wonder that is the human brain. Each part plays a crucial role in keeping us alive and functioning. So the next time you're marveling at a beautiful sunset, acing a math problem, or simply taking a deep breath, remember the intricate orchestra playing in your head, making it all possible. First up, we have the cerebrum, which is the largest part of the brain. It's like the command center of our body, the place where all the magic happens. The cerebrum is divided into two halves, fondly referred to as hemispheres. Imagine an avocado cut in half. That's pretty much how our cerebrum looks. The left hemisphere and the right hemisphere are like two sides of the same coin, working in harmony to make us who we are. Now, these hemispheres are not just mirror images of each other. They each have their unique traits and responsibilities. The left hemisphere, for instance, is often associated with analytical and logical tasks. So, when you're solving a math problem or writing an English essay, give a silent thank you to your left hemisphere. On the other hand, the right hemisphere is considered the creative powerhouse of the brain. It's involved in tasks related to creativity, intuition, and the arts. So, the next time you're jamming on your guitar or painting a masterpiece, remember it's your right hemisphere doing its thing. But it's not just about left versus right. The cerebrum is further divided into areas known as lobes, each responsible for different functions. The frontal lobe, for instance, is the decision-making hub involved in planning and controlling our movements. The parietal lobe helps us make sense of spatial awareness and our senses, while the occipital lobe is all about vision. Lastly, the temporal lobe is the hearing and memory center of the brain. Beyond these, the cerebrum is also responsible for our ability to learn. It's here that all our learning and memory processes take place, making us capable of acquiring new skills and remembering old ones. So whether you're learning to play a new sport or memorizing the periodic table, your cerebrum is hard at work. In conclusion, the cerebrum is like the boss of our brain, responsible for thinking, learning, and making decisions. It's a fascinating combination of structure and function, showcasing the brain's incredible complexity and adaptability. So next time you're pondering a problem or creating a work of art, remember, it's all thanks to your remarkable cerebrum. Next, we have the cerebellum, which is located at the back of the brain, beneath the cerebrum. This part of the brain, though smaller in size, plays a pivotal role in our everyday life. The word cerebellum actually comes from Latin, meaning little brain, and it's got that name for a reason. It's a little powerhouse that handles some very important tasks. One of the key tasks of the cerebellum is maintaining our balance. It's the cerebellum that helps us walk in a straight line, stand upright, or ride a bicycle without falling over. It's constantly receiving information from our sensory systems, like the eyes and the ears, as well as from other parts of the brain and spinal cord, to keep us steady and coordinated. But the cerebellum's job doesn't stop there. It's also in charge of our fine motor skills. Now, you may be wondering, what are fine motor skills? Well, they're the small, precise movements we make with our hands and fingers, like writing with a pen, buttoning a shirt, or playing a musical instrument. Imagine you're learning to play the guitar. At first, it's difficult. Your fingers fumble on the strings, and you can't quite get the chords right. But with practice, it becomes easier. That's your cerebellum at work. It's learning and remembering the precise movements your fingers need to make to play each chord, and it's getting better at coordinating these movements over time. The cerebellum also plays a role in some cognitive functions, like attention and language, and in regulating fear and pleasure responses. But its primary function remains coordinating voluntary movements and maintaining balance and posture. So next time you're dancing, writing, or even just walking, spare a thought for your cerebellum. It's working hard behind the scenes to keep you balanced and coordinated. The cerebellum might be smaller, but it's mighty. It helps us with balance, coordination, and fine motor skills. Last but not least, we have the brainstem, which is like the body's life support system. The brainstem, a small but incredibly important part of our brain, is what keeps us alive and functioning. It's located at the very base of the brain, acting as the bridge between the brain and the spinal cord. Let's think of the brainstem as a bustling city, filled with various districts, each with its own unique function. It comprises three main regions: the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. Each of these regions is like a neighborhood, busy with its own specific activities and responsibilities. The midbrain, the uppermost part of the brainstem, is like the city's entertainment district. It's involved in functions related to vision, hearing, eye movement, and body movement. The midbrain is the part of our brain that helps us react to sights and sounds. Moving on, we have the pons, located just beneath the midbrain. Think of the pons as the city's transit system. It's a communication and coordination center between the two hemispheres of the brain. It also plays a key role in the regulation of breathing, communication between different parts of the brain, and sensations such as hearing, taste, and balance. Finally, we have the medulla oblongata, the lowermost part of the brainstem. It's like the city's power plant, responsible for controlling automatic functions like breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Without the medulla oblongata, our body wouldn't know when to breathe or how to regulate our heart rate. The brainstem also links the brain with the peripheral nervous system, which is the network of nerves that spreads out to the rest of the body. This connection allows the brain to communicate with every part of the body, ensuring everything works together in harmony. Just like a city can't function without its various districts, our body can't function without the brainstem, It's the brainstem that keeps our heart beating, our lungs breathing, and our body moving. In fact, even while you're listening to this, your brainstem is working tirelessly, controlling your heart rate and breathing. The brainstem controls essential functions like breathing, heart rate, and swallowing. So, while it may be small, the brainstem is a crucial part of our brain that plays a significant role in keeping us alive and well. Now that we've covered the main parts of the brain, let's take a closer look at some key regions within the cerebrum. Today, we embarked on an enlightening journey through the fascinating landscape of our brain. We discovered the three main parts of the brain: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem, each with its unique roles and functions. We then dived deeper into the intricate structures within the cerebrum, learning about the amazing capabilities of the frontal lobe, the control center for our planning, decision-making, and movement. Each part of our brain, each neuron and connection contributes to the person we are, the thoughts we have, and the world we perceive. Remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a vast universe inside our heads waiting to be explored. So I encourage you to keep questioning, keep learning, and continue this exciting journey of discovery. These regions help us perform different tasks and make sense of the world around us. Until next time, keep exploring.